Hello everyone and welcome to Tombstone Disc Golf. What is up, TDG family, and thanks for joining us again this week. This week is a continuation of our previous video that we put out. We showed you guys the front nine out at Aggie Greens, and this week we're going to give you guys a look at the back nine they have there. And like I said before, this is kind of a long course, a longer course that we play on occasions. Just to refresh your memory, the course itself is just over 6,800 feet, so it has some longer holes. I think it has one par four on the entire course. And it is hole 17, I believe, and we'll show you guys that one this week. And like I'd said before, there's not a whole lot of obstacles there. There's a few mandos, an island or two that you play. There's also a raised basket as well. It's on a tier, which is one of the ones that you'll see on this back nine as well. But as a whole, it's not a difficult course. Not a lot of challenges there. But what I will say, the challenges kind of grow into it as the season progresses, because of all of the brush that grows up, and they just mow the fairway areas. So if you fall off on the left or to the right on some of these holes, it does get a bit challenging when that brush kind of grows in, and you're walking through there trying to dodge whatever critters that may be there at the given time. If it's extremely hot, the snakes do come out. I don't know that I've seen any snakes at this particular course. I have heard that there was some there, and later in the year, if it's real hot, you'll see signs that they put up telling you to watch out for rattlesnakes and whatnot. But like I said, I've never seen, that I can recall, I don't think I've seen any at Aggie Greens itself. So without further ado, let's jump right into the course and show you guys the back nine at Aggie Greens. All right, this hole here is hole number 9. It is 356 feet. Hole number 10, it's 356 feet. Hole number 9, you just came off of the hill, so you're going back up the other side of the hill now. Like I said, there's no obstacles in the way. This does not play an island, and I am coming up kind of slow on this just to give you guys a look. And it's not real hard to get to, but you're coming back up the hill, so you have to take that in consideration. Hole number 11, you're going on the side of the hill, and this is actually an easy hole to get to for me, from as a lefty, because you're coming down in from the left hand side into the basket. I will say, if you come at it from the right hand side, you do have a high chance of it rolling away, because it is on kind of a downhill slope there. But as a whole, it's probably one of the shorter holes on the course. Hole number 12, you're coming back down the hill just a little bit. This hole is 433 feet. Nothing really in the way. You can air it out pretty good coming back this direction. And I will say, what we don't take advantage of on this course is the view. It has an awesome view of the front range, of the Rockies right there. And it is right next to where the big A is on the side of the mountain. But this hole itself, there's not a lot of obstacles in the way. And you're coming down the hill, and you can just lay it right there next to the basket. This is the hole that I was mentioning to you guys that is up on a tier. Hole number 13 is 314 feet. Not a hard one to reach. But once you get down here to this basket, if you're not used to playing raised baskets, it does get a little hairy, and it'll run away from you. Hole number 14 is 392 feet, but I tell you, this hole, to me, it plays like it's 450. and not because it's going uphill, but it just gets in my head. Now I will say on the left and right hand sides of this hole, it gets real hairy once all that brush grows in every year, and the fairway is the only thing that's cleared out. But there is nothing, no barriers here. You do have a couple of guardian trees. I think they're about dead. They're going to have to replace those and let those grow in to let them become really good obstacles. Hole number 15 is 412 feet. It's relatively flat, but the basket itself is hidden behind this mound that's on the left hand side that we're flying up to. I go right over the top of it with the drone here. But when you're coming at it from a disc, a lot of times you'll land just short of this hill because it does want to hit right into that hill as you come around. If you don't play it far around the left or the right hand side. And then the basket here is right at the bottom. Now, if you make it right at, get your disc to roll right over the top of that hill, it does have a chance of rolling down the other side, and you're parked right up against the basket itself. Hole number 16, 403 feet. You're on a slope again, as you can tell. Over to the left-hand side, that grows in a lot as the season progresses. And over on the right-hand side, they do have a fence where the old stadium used to be. And if you go over there, that is OB, and there's power lines that run right down the side of that as well. But this isn't a difficult hole to get to. On a good day, I might be able to get out to 400 feet, but at 403 feet, it's definitely out of my range off the tee box itself. Hole number 17 is the par 4 that I was mentioning just a little earlier. It is 665 feet. This is another one of those holes as the season progresses and everything grows up on the left and the right hand side. The only thing that's mowed is a little strip of fairway right down the middle. So it plays a little difficult here. I did have to hold up because there was some folks playing and they didn't hold up for me while I was bringing the drone down. So I had to stop and cut it and come back down this fairway. Now, once you get down here close to the basket itself, you do have the bushes on the left and the right-hand side that do make it a little more challenging, so you have to play a little higher coming up to this basket. And on the right-hand side, if you're coming at it from the right-hand side, you do have this tree, these 3 trees here to contend with. And I had to sweep over to the left here with the drone because there's some of those invisible limbs in the way that I didn't really see in the beginning, so I just tried to take it in here pretty cautiously. But the basket itself is nestled right in between these 2 trees, and it's definitely a par 4, every bit of a par 4 for your average player. And the last hole, hole number 18, 379 feet. It's relatively easy to get to. I know Burton and Burt Jr., they like to play to the right-hand side of this tree that's coming up on the right-hand side and let it finish kind of inside on the fairway right here, right before the basket. I did have to stop because a dog came up and wanted to attack the drone here, so I had to stop real quick and let him kind of do his thing. And the owner called him back. But I come at it from the left-hand side. It's right at my distance. I land just a little short of the basket most days here. And it's on a little raised section. So that's roughly where I normally park it. And if I'm not on my A game for putting that day, yeah, I will definitely turn that easy birdie into a par or a bogey, depending on how my putting is going that day. But that is the back 9 on Aggie Greens. It is, like I said, this course is not a difficult course. There is a lot of up and downs, and there's some distance to it. So if you want to go out there and just, rip into some disc, you can definitely do that out there. If you want to, practice your longer game. So it's a good course for that. and a lot of times there's not a ton of people out there playing, so you'll have the course for the most part. I won't say to yourself, but you'll have enough space in between you and the other folks that are out there, to throw a couple of discs and just really get the feel of this course itself and the distance, how it plays. Um, some of the holes they play longer than what they show, just because of the up and down of the terrain. I like it. It goes out. I get to go out there and I'll just pull on the disc just as hard as I can, just to see if I can, increase some of the distance. Get some more distance into my game. Um, so that's Aggie Greens. Let me know, guys, if you guys like these flyovers and us kind of commentating on the holes themselves. If not, we may go into doing something else and maybe edit these into when we play the course itself. So I kind of go back and forth on whether I want to include that on our playthroughs or just do an independent flyover on the course itself, just because when we do our playthroughs, it just makes that video even longer. And I know that we try to keep them short, but a lot of times that just doesn't happen. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned next week. We might do another flyover. I'm not really sure. We don't have anything in the archives right now to put out there, so we've got to get on the course and get some videoing done. I'd like to get a couple of courses videoed sometime this weekend or this coming weekend. And I know that 4th of July is just around the corner, so we'll see what happens and where we can make it out to. We want to get up to the Cheyenne location and play some up there, and definitely head down toward Denver or somewhere in between here in Denver. And then maybe get down to the Springs before the year's out. So definitely let me know if you guys like this flyover type, and we'll see what we can do to accommodate one way or the other. So thanks for watching again, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we're on our track to get to 100 subscribers by the end of this season. So help us out on that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Ding the bell so you know when the next videos are coming out. And we will see you guys next week.